All right, have and have not fans, and as I promised, the episode review would be up within 24 hours of the episode airing. I went to bed like at 10:30, so I didn't really watch it. My bad. But I did just finish the episode, and it is only technically episode 2 of this season, Dessert, and I have to say that it wasn't really good. Um, I have my notes here in front of me, and I'm debating how low of a score to give it because, quite honestly, I can't even give it a 7. It's going to be lower than a 7. Now, it's a shame because, as you know from one of my previous videos, Monday was just a god awful day. Tuesday was a lot better. From getting my first fan letter in the mail from a viewer to getting a shout out from Veronica on Twitter. There was like a own question contest where if you tweet Ask Angela, she would answer questions, do like a little video of it. It was overall a good day, but this was not a good episode. So just to stress it, like I did with my Pains videos, this is nothing against the cast members. It's just the writing and directing of the episode. I just felt like a lot of this episode was really stiff. It's like I was waiting for something to happen, but nothing ever did. And this episode really just drives home the point of repetitive dialogue over and over again. And I was on Facebook before I watched the episode, and I was looking through my have and have not Facebook group, which has grown over 50 members or so in the past day. So once again, social media links are in the description below to my have and have not Facebook page for you to like, have and have not Facebook group for you to join. That way the conversation goes on every single day amongst fans. So once again, those links are in the description below. But I was reading some of the posts. People like, Jeffrey, don't eat the dessert. And I don't even think we see him eat it. We just go from him and Justin getting off the couch to go to the kitchen to those two washing dishes at the end of the episode. Now, I know I kind of watched this episode funny, but the first 7.5 minutes was all Justin Jeffrey crap. Then I just skipped all the way to the ending when they were washing dishes to when Justin pulled the gun out on both of them. So I just figured, let me just watch this crap first, and I'll watch the rest. Kind of like I watched the top and bottom piece of bread, and then everything in the middle was the rest of the episode. What pissed me off the most, over 10 minutes of this episode was spent with Justin and Jeffrey. Over 10 minutes of this episode was spent on Justin and Jeffrey. Just like the episode Afraid of Flames a couple seasons ago. When Veronica and Melissa were in the car wreck, and we're wondering, oh my God, what happened to them? And we don't even see that scene until the dead end of the episode, when there's only like 40 seconds left, and like a good 15 minutes was spent on Justin and Jeffrey. As much as I don't like Justin, I have to say that I dislike Jeffrey even more. I cannot believe I'm saying this, because I wanted to give Tyler Perry the benefit of the doubt that Jeffrey has some kind of plan going on, because we know with David and Veronica, we knew from the first sign that he was apologizing that, yeah, my man David's, I want to apologize for everything that I didn't deserve. I forgot to see how wonderful you are. And I was with those other women, and I didn't know how much I was hurting you. So we knew from the jump that David had a bigger plan in store for Veronica. With Jeffrey, this is just stupid. It's early, so I don't feel like adding all the special effects in the video like clips, but this would be the perfect moment for R. Kelly's Use Your Common Sense from that Gayle King interview, when David tells him to leave, yet this dumbass decides to stay because he needs to help Justin. And let me just say, in the clip I did a video on yesterday, I said I'm so glad Jeffrey comes out of the bathroom to see Justin has the gun to David, instead of David having the gun on Justin, and then he assumes that David came in here with a gun. But you see this guy with a gun pointed at your father's head, and you decide to stay with the guy who literally has a wall of photos dedicated to you. And now that I think about it, his wall of photos reminds me of that unhealthy shrine that Helga had for Arnold back in Hey Arnold. In the back of her closet, she had like all those photos, a lock of hair, than like a bubblegum statue of Arnold. Yeah. I wonder if Justin had one of those when he was a kid, but for another, I don't know. But I see no earthly reason why Jeffrey I don't know if there's anybody who can justify this. Maybe you'll get a $10 Walmart card if you can justify it. But you know what? Let me just that'll be its own separate video. But I have no idea why they are just dragging this Justin Jeffrey crap so long. It's like, I don't know why he hates me. Why did he do that to me? Jeffrey has to go. He deserves this for having those guys beat me down. So you're staying with the guy who wants to actively kill your father. I don't know what else to say on this, but basically Justin wants him to stay for dessert. He refuses to go get help, even though Jeffrey suggests that he desperately needs it. So my question is this. So if Jeffrey literally knows that Justin refuses to get any help because Justin literally is on this, you're the only one that can help me. We can get through this together. I don't really know what I honestly don't know. I literally have no other things I can think of to justify. I can't even justify Jeffrey's actions. If you can, by all means in the comments, but aside from lazy and crappy writing, this was a bad start to the episode. David's like, I will kill you and piss on your grave if you hurt my son. And I'm like, David, nothing against you, man, because you're one of my favorites, but you see this guy pointed a gun at you and you leave your son there. I'm an adult. If you've been watching The Flash this season 5 had its finale last night as well. It really gives me Nora vibes of a child being so damn stupid, but then saying that they're an adult. So I'm just over the whole Jeffrey thing. And like I said before, Jeffrey, Wyatt, Benny, Justin, they can all be killed off and I'll be a lot happier. And it's kind of funny because I feel like the first 10 minutes or so of this episode review is going to be as long as the Jeffrey Justin crap in this episode. So moving on to the end of the episode, they're doing dishes. Jeffrey's phone is still blowing up. It's David. And Justin apologizes for all this, but then, pretty much, well, you shouldn't have pulled a gun out on him. Well, he deserves it. And it's just like, Jeffrey, basically more text messages and everything. And this fool leaves his phone face down on the counter. Justin grabs it. Wyatt calls. They go back and forth. And he says he'll break his jaw. And I'm just like, you know what? Justin, please go over to Wyatt's house. I think he has a surprise for you. You know what? That'll be one hell of a theory. Justin goes over to the Crier house and he gets shot by Wyatt. That would be wonderful. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Then he goes to the text messages. He sees that he sent the address to Madison. Then I'm pretty sure because earlier in the episode, Jeffrey was like, wait, how did you know the address here? And now we know. So, my question is, well, Jeffrey, why did you send Madison the address if you didn't think anybody would show up to help you? And, Justin's like, why don't you check my phone, huh? All the nasty things I'm getting from my mom, brother, co-workers, my ex-wife. So pretty much, it's almost like an Aisha Curry thing where, Jeffrey's getting all the attention, but then Justin isn't getting any of the love he feels that he should get as well. All he gets is hate. But I just feel like, Jeffrey's like, fine, keep the phone. He goes to the door, and it doesn't even look like he was going to the door. It looks like he was just stopping in the middle of the living room. Then Justin pulls two guns. Okay, that was a powerful ending to last episode where you pulled the gun on David. But why are we doing this 2 episodes in a row? But this time you're having a gun pointed at your head and his, just like you did back when Jeffrey had Wyatt admitted to the mental asylum, the psych ward of the hospital. So this was a weak beginning and a weak ending to the episode. So basically, we wasted over 10 minutes on this whole Justin Jeffrey crap. And it just left a bad taste in my mouth, just like whatever dessert Justin fixed for those two. So basically, I think it's safe to assume there was nothing in the dessert, given the fact that they were just acting their normal dumb selves while doing the dishes. So basically, this alone is a reason that the episode just dramatically lost points. And I kind of feel like a hypocrite because last week I was saying, you know what, I won't judge the episodes harshly if the Justin Jeffrey thing is, in the episode. But my thing was only if it didn't take up more than like a few minutes. But it literally took up over 25% of this episode was dedicated to these two nitwits. And I just have nothing else to say on that. All right, so now the Justin Jeffrey crap is out of the way. The thing about the rest of the episode is even when it seemed like the episode was actually starting to get somewhere, it just didn't. We basically got the same repetitive dialogue. Let's see here. Benny's in the kitchen. Then he sees Landon on TV talking to the reporter about, the president-elect and Candace Young and their visit to the White House. Just standard, questions about, how was it? Are there wedding bells in the future? Things like that. And, Landon did a good job, like, deflecting the questions, not brushing them off, but just giving, blunt answers that pretty much got the point across. We'll just have to see what the future brings. Maybe the next visit we'll have to see. But I think Maggie Day would be proud. So Landon, kudos on that. I love how Benny was like, mama. That was actually pretty funny. I did laugh at that. You got to see this. And, she's in bed for obvious reasons, just kind of recounting the fact that she just encountered the man who raped her and everything. So she is still dealing with that. Hannah, small role this episode, but, did well for the scenes that she was in. Let's just leave it at that. Then after that, Mitch calls Benny, just talks about how crazy this is. And, so we have, instead of it being Jeffrey Owens or whatever, it was actually Mitch in the preview saying that these politicians are killers and whatnot. And like Benny said, Candace can handle herself, so we'll have to wait and see. And then we have a brief exchange between him and Sandy Malone. Kind of funny, but it just kind of felt out of place. Like, about 30 seconds of them going back and forth about Mitch's car and whatnot. And it's always the person who doesn't have that's going to critique you on what you have. Like, say what you want about Mitch's car, but at least he has one. So that was, while funny, it just felt like a weird transition. But it was still funny, though. So it was good to see Sandy Malone then. Jim and Catherine argue. She's buzzed. There's nothing else to say about that. She's literally just buzzed. She's calling the hotel. Rocky answers. Broderick hangs up on her. Already did a video on it. Not much to talk about. And then basically the only real takeaway is that Broderick has a long con going on here, where he's going to be doing what he feels is going to get Catherine Cryer rather than Catherine Cryer getting him. Basically, the rich always want what they can't have. So instead of just being her, and I want to skip to the next scene, where those two interact, instead of just being her boy toy, no. I want you. Basically, you're not going to call me up whenever you want to use me, because when you're done with me, what am I going to get? And it's kind of interesting because it's the flip of what happened with RK and Veronica. So basically at the bar, Catherine goes up to Rocky, wants a double. And I will admit, it was an interesting scene because we got more Catherine Cryer development, if you will. Because, you don't want me because, it's really she's feeling her age. So, yeah, if it wasn't confirmed already, which I do believe it was, Catherine's in her 50s, meaning that she is older than Jim Cryer, who is only 50. So basically, she's like feeling her age, if you will, but she looks great. She's slimmed down, and this new energetic Catherine is a lot more alive than she was in the first 2 seasons of the show. Obviously, when she was battling cancer, and then on top of that, dealing with her son and hit and run, then her daughter killing herself, allegedly. So yeah, she's been through a lot. So it is good to see this energetic Catherine, but in terms of character, personality, consistency, it doesn't really work. But we'll just have to see if Broderick's plan will work. You could just tell by the look on Catherine's face when she looks over at the counter and then notices Broderick talking with a younger girl. Yeah, once again, just a reflection of who she used to be, if you will. But even then, she said she was a young, chubby, rich girl or whatever. But still, it's basically almost like, Jim Cryer stole my youngest years and I wish I can get him back. But I kind of where she's going with that. Oh yeah, and earlier when she's coming down the stairs and Jim confronts her about going to the hotel, Wyatt sticks his head up. Is like, look, come back soon. I got a surprise for both of you. So he's literally saying, boom, boom, bang. He didn't really say that, but you know what I mean. He got the gun loaded. Let's see here. RK and Veronica. Already did a video on it. Basically, those two are talking. She still wants the jewelry, which he can't get. And I mean, even if RK somehow by a miracle figures out how to manipulate Jeffrey, that's still not going to be enough because, you know, her being crazy, she'll just still bring up the jewelry over and over again. What did he say? Like, my calcium's low, and that's why I was sweating and everything. Once again, RK brings a youthful energy to the show. Even when it doesn't really make sense in the context of the episode, I still get a laugh out of it. So, I mean, yeah, Veronica thinks that Jeffrey lives with David, but let's just hope that she doesn't find out about Jeffrey staying with Justin, because I don't think RK will want to go over there. But we do know that based off an episode preview last month that Veronica eventually does go over to the apartment and Jeffrey opens up the door. So she somehow finds out where. I'm going to be completely honest here. I know that David is working against Veronica right now, but I honestly do hope those two team up just to knock some sense to their son for different reasons. Obviously, Veronica for just messing around with guys in general, because when RK mentioned he's gay, shut up. She still doesn't want to admit it. But anything to knock the high top off his head. That's what they need to do. I don't know what that is. And you can't blame it on the hair because Jeffrey's been acting stupid even before his hair grew out. So then RK leaves, and just like Sandy Malone, he doesn't have a ride either. Let's see. I think I got two more scenes to talk about here. Yeah, Mitch and Benny, and then Candace and Charles. Mitch comes over, and once again, a pure example of regurgitating dialogue that we know over and over again. The biggest thing for me is that Benny owes $20,000. So I'm assuming that when Mitch said that there's more interest each week, that the original, what was it? It was $45K, 3 payments of $1,854. Oh yeah, that's right. The interest originally was $9,000, but out of nowhere, all of a sudden they were like, "Yeah, it's $20,000," and I'm like, "Where did the extra 11 come from?" I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know how much time has passed, but interest each week, I don't get it, because it's only has it even been a week since he took the money? I don't think it has, but I don't even feel, I know like Chandler or Melrose or A Series or somebody out there knows how many days it's been. I honestly don't even care, but I guess the $20,000 that jumped from $9,000 due to interest, I'm just going to assume it's like the interest is $5,500 a week, because, you know, 2 weeks would mean 11,000, but it sure as hell has not been 2 weeks. But you know what? Whatever. I'll give Mitch the interest comment. That, I guess that eases my mind. But basically, Benny, and this is where we get to Benny just being an asshole. It's like when Mitch said, "You're wasting my time. Like, why'd you call me down here if you don't have a plan?" I hear the Malone in his voice, and I can't argue with Mitch on that. So basically, he doesn't have a plan. He says that I'll go ahead and get my leg broken. I'll take it like a man. But, you know, like Mitch said, both legs can be broken, but they'll still want the money. And then Benny's going to get pissy about it. And then it's like, "Hey, why don't you take out a loan?" Wait, what? Yeah, you take out a loan, and then you give it to me, and then I'll pay off my loan because your family won't break your legs. But it's like, well, if I take that loan out, then it means I'm part of the family. And what's so bad about that? So Mitch, who has been actively, I wouldn't want to say avoiding his family, but just wanting to distance himself from the family by getting a legitimate job, your friend wants you to take out a loan to save his butt, even though you've told him not to take the money to begin with. He doesn't even care that you will be involved in what your family does. If I were Mitch, I would have just left the house at that. You know what? I'm done. But to be honest, Mitch should have just been done with Benny a long time ago, because if anything, you know, Mitch has strained his relationship with his family thanks to Benny. So Benny with this money, Jeffrey with the Justin thing, I just don't even care. Then Hannah overhears what's going on, and she's pretty much off it. And Hannah speaking for us, the audience, like, you shouldn't have taken the money in the first place. But no offense to Hannah, But if your son ends up with his legs broken or worse, then I don't think there's a need for you crying over him and everything. And I'm not saying that Hannah has to lift a finger, because she had nothing to do with this. She had nothing to do with this. Benny was the one that made the boneheaded mistake. But what I don't want to see is Hannah disrespecting, or just, just brushing aside Mitch because of what Benny does. Because I'm not theorizing here, but I'm just making a example. Let's say if Benny gets his legs broken or whatever the case may be, and then Mitch tries to visit Benny to see how he is, and then Hannah says you can't see him. That is a damn shame, because Mitch has been nothing but a friend to your dumbass son. I'm just saying that right now. Then after that, Mitch pretty much does what I said. Remember my theory video about Mitch says Candace can give Benny the money? Like I said, well, she's with the president. Maybe she has like a fund or an account or something set up. And I did say in that one theory, what if she somehow gets the money from a federal account, and then Charles finds out, and then next thing you know, that's how she gets kicked to the curb? Because Mitch subtly was like, well, isn't it your sister's fault that you lost everything to begin with? Where, she had those forged documents and whatnot, and then that's how you lost your house and the tow company. He does have a point, but at the same time, Candace wasn't the one that borrowed the money from them loans. Just saying. All right, then we get to the last scene, and technically this isn't the last scene, but this is the last scene we're going to talk about, because I've covered everything else. Candace with Charles. Not a bad scene, but once again, it just felt like there was a lot of stiffness in the scenes this episode. I don't know why that was. I just felt like there wasn't any, what's the word I'm looking for, elevation in regards to the energy of these scenes. It just felt like these characters were talking. I'm not saying that in a bad way, because this happens a lot, but in some cases there are like comedic moments. There are moments that makes it feel like the stakes are being raised. But when we're just getting the same dialogue over and over again, it just makes it stale. But in this scene, it was kind of different. Candace recounting the fact that the president called her a hot piece of black ass. Charles gets pissed off about this. He was about to show his true colors, which would be interesting. Candace, pretty much wants to calm him down. Nice scene, sensual scene, but at the same time, I think the flow of this episode was just messed up, and I feel like this scene didn't really make me enjoy the episode. It was a decent scene, but at the same time, it's like, because Candace is ignoring Benny's phone call, so who knows when she'll answer the call. But I don't know. Charles has been out of shape. Tells them strip to go take a shower together. That's it. Guys, I was not a big fan of this episode. Definitely not on my rewatch list. I think I've made my case. I'm probably, I don't really feel bad, but this is probably one of my lowest scores. 5.5 out of 10. 5.5 out of 10. Not good at all. I mean, there were some decent elements of it, like Mitch mentioning the interest, which kind of makes sense as to why it's not a $9,000 amount, but it's 20. But in reference to how much time has passed, I know this sounds ridiculous, but if he said if it gains interest every day, then I guess that would kind of make sense, but it doesn't. Because what did he say? One time a dude owed $10,000, but then he had to get $100K in 8 days. Oh man. Shoot. I don't know. There are a couple branch off videos I'll do on this, like Justin and Jeffrey, Candace, and possibly getting the money. But I'll just have to wait and see. But overall, I did not like this episode. I didn't. I didn't see the preview yet for next week, because obviously I didn't watch the episode live, so I didn't catch it. So once, I guess you could say, they upload it to YouTube and whatnot, then I'll see it. Or if somebody sends me a video of it, then I can do my trailer breakdown for next week. But overall, not a good episode. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Did you like this episode? If so, what parts did you like? I just feel like the bad pacing, stiff dialogue, regurgitated dialogue Way too much Jeffrey Justin screen time. That's all I got. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. If you like what you just saw, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, or if you have anything you would like to add to the video, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. If you want to keep up with me on social media, go to the description box. All of my links for social media are right there. Also, if you feel like you would like to donate to the channel, make sure to click on the link to PayPal. Any amount helps. $1, $5, $20. As a full-time YouTuber, any support from my fans really does mean a lot to me. Finally, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification icon. That way you're kept up to date on any new content I post to the channel. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you in the next video.